Broad Street Aftermath.
Yep.
Man, we got a lot to get into.
Yes, we
Not
do.
enough to get into.
Yep. Lots to talk about. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, everybody, to Broad Street Aftermath, the off-season edition with your boy, Cool Cat Connor, my guy, King DV. What up, King?
What's going on, everybody, man? I hope everybody had enjoyed their long weekend. You know, we still got a day off, President's Day, but, you know, let's get it.
Yep, we got my guy, Smitty Eagle, in the building. What up, Smitty?
Chilling, man. Another great week, man. You know, just getting through it, man. Just, you know, trying to get back to this normality of not being out. You know what I mean?
Yep. The first Sunday without Eagles football or NFL football in general. King, we didn't hear from you when it came to the Super Bowl. I know you don't want to talk about it, but what was your initial thoughts about the Super Bowl, if you want to talk about it?
I am happy about the 49ers debacle. That is all. That is all.
We're all happy. We're all happy about the San Francisco 49ers losing. We're all happy. We got Stu in the building. What up, Stu? We got Daniel in the building. What up, Daniel? We got Philly special
cards.
What up, everybody in the chat? Salute everybody. Man, we got a lot to talk about, man. First things first. Nick Sirianni. I love you to death. But he took the whole coaching staff to Geno's. If there's one place, because King actually lives in the city, if there's one place you don't want to go to, and that's Geno's. Don't believe me? Let's listen to King DV himself. Go ahead, King.
I'm just gonna let everybody know that have it been in Philadelphia. If you want cheese whiz on your cheese steak, go to Geno's or go to Pat's. You know, that's the two places you're gonna go. Nobody in Philadelphia actually go to these two places. It's still showing that Nick Sirianni is making bad decisions. But I'm just happy, you know, on a positive note, I am happy that they got together and try to build some type of rapport with one another. But that's not the place to do it, though. That's not the place to do it. You don't do it at no Geno's, man, you know. But all in all, man, I'm just happy that, you know, everybody was there. But, you know, it's missing one guy. It's missing one guy.
And
that's the guy that got the extension, man. He you know, the guy, you know.
Yep.
Michael Clay.
Yep, we'll talk
I know.
about it. Yeah.
But we talk about the coaches, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just happy that everybody was together overall. I don't know if they were talking football or anything like that, but it felt like that everybody was trying to get in the right headspace on what's to come upcoming season. So I was happy to see that.
Yep. Smitty?
Yeah, it's good to see the coaching staff gathering together and start some bonding early. You know what I mean? It's always good to see them getting acquainted with each other, and even if it wasn't football conversation, just having any conversation at this point is good. Just to see where your mindset at, just to understand. But Geno's is not the spot to take anybody. I wouldn't take my dog there to eat the cheesesteak.
The dog could turn it down. The dog could turn it down.
I just don't. I don't know what Nick Sirianni was thinking about, but he obviously hasn't had any guidance since he been in the city, man. He ain't had no guidance to take him. Nobody ain't took him nowhere. Somebody got to go out there, man, and find Nick, take him to some of these mom and pops or something, man. Because that right there is you remember how I don't know how about y'all, but like back in the day when Panda Express was only in the mall and it was real delicious. But now that they became a chain and they everywhere, I don't touch it. That's what Geno's is. It's like when they were probably back in the 80s, it might have been good, but now they became a little mainstream. They cutting corners. Nah.
Yeah, because I think as soon as they became a tourist spot, that's when it started doing. They started taking shortcuts and doing certain things. But the Cheese Whiz, I'm not a fan of the Cheese Whiz on my cheesesteak. I'm sorry.
Well, hey Stu, I've been to Jim's before. That Jim's pretty good.
Yeah, that's probably where Michael was. 803.
Yeah, he was around the corner. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go. I'm going home. Stop at the real cheesesteak spot on the way to the crib." But it's good to see them boys together, man. And it's glad I'm glad to see that. Hopefully they can build some type of camaraderie and early and they can carry it into this
He on the road
to the season.
He on the road. So you think Abbott Elementary a real school? That's funny.
He looking for that John. He driving around field. I never seen that elementary before.
Right.
Exactly.
Where was Jalen Hurts at? I'm trying to find the school Jalen Hurts visited.
Right.
Exactly. What up, D? Salute to everybody in the chat, man. For me, there's one place that you do not go, and that's Geno's. You can go to Poppy's store. You can go to any other steak place. Just not Geno's, man.
It's two places.
Go ahead. Yeah, Pat's too. Yeah, Pat's and Geno's. No. So, Nick, I love you. I respect why you did it. But don't take him to Pat's and Geno's. Like, come on, man. I bet you Kellen Moore's stomach was messed up when he ate one of them cheesesteaks, man. Come on, man. Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him. But that's my
but Fangio should have known better though. Fangio was with him. He from round the way, man. He should have been like, "Nah, we ain't going to Geno's." He let Nick Sirianni do that. He from the way.
Exactly.
He should have been like, "Man, nah."
What's going on, Rob?
No,
he probably
was like, "All right, I'm gonna let you make the decision. Whatever."
No, you make the decision, but I ain't gonna eat no cheesesteak.
He got him some drinks. He was sitting there drinking like,
yeah, right.
Oh, you're not gonna eat?
Way,
Nah.
No,
I get something on the way to the crib, man. I already got something at the house.
Not somewhere with somebody, man. No, not there, bro. That's a bad joint. That's a bad place.
Exactly.
Gyms, I think they just got rebuilt. That's probably why they just got rebuilt, gyms, because they had a fire. So
right. It's stop.
But it's good. But it's good to see them all together. It's good that just to build camaraderie, and hopefully that goes into the season. Hopefully not the bubble guts, but I hope that goes into the season to the point where everybody's on the same page and we don't have this debacle like we did at the end of this season.
Exactly. So we talked about it. Michael Clegg got an extension for the Philadelphia Eagles. So what's your thoughts on that, King?
What's crazy, 2022, we was like, yo, that dude need to get the hell out of here. What he doing, and then now it's like, yo, he was the best coach on our coaching staff. Like last year, he's the best coach. And now he get an extension, man. Shout out to him, man, for bouncing back. Also getting those guys like Covey ready, Man ready. Just getting everybody that's ready, and then also being able to adjust when we lost players on the special team. So just being able to adjust. So salute to him. Just have everybody on the same page on the special teams. Well deserved, man. But at the same time, it's a lot more that he could grow from. I'm gonna just be out there and point it out. It's a lot that he could grow from, but it's well deserved that he put the work in, and the rewards is there.
Yep, Smitty.
I don't know, man. I'm 50-50 with Michael Clay out this time. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, he doing a good job, and then the next day I'm like, you know what? He should have been fired a long time ago. But neither here nor there, man. If he's doing the job that they think he's doing to the best of his ability, then he deserves the extension. Our special teams did look better than the last 2 years. It's improved. So I'm not gonna be too mad about the situation. So it seems like he made an emphasis this year on special teams after the Super Bowl debacle with the punt. So I'm glad he got the extension. If they keep him in the crib, we cool with that. We all right with that. Everything can't change all the time. So if it's working out, don't change it. And right now, it's as good as it get.
Right. I'm excited for him to come back. Let's hope the special teams stay exactly the best. Unlike 2020, 2022, it was so. 2023, it was really great. So let's hope we keep it that way. I think we officially got our coaching staff because, as we can see, we got head coach Nick Sirianni, we got Kellen Moore, we got Doug, we got our running back coach. We still got Aaron Moorhead. I know y'all got something to say about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll talk about the offense first. We got our tight ends coach, and we still got Jeff Stalin. Smitty, we'll start with you. Which one do you like in this coaching staff, and which one do you hate the most?
I don't have a judgment on the first two because they wasn't here.
Yeah.
Jamel Singleton, we'll see. Aaron Moorhead should have been fired. Jeff Stoutland, obviously outstanding. I would keep him in the house as long as he wanted to coach. And I don't know too much about Jason Michael, but I mean, Nick Sirianni also, he probably should have been fired too, to be honest. I mean, to me, with my inclination of how I felt like the season went, I think he should have been fired, but they didn't fire him, so I can't really have too much judgment. But Kellen Moore, Doug Nussmeier, I don't really have an opinion about what they're gonna do for us, but I do like that I think we got some experience and I think they have some capabilities of making this offense better and helping everybody grow with the scheme that they're bringing.
Yep. King?
I'm more excited about Doug Nussmeier only because I feel like that he can open up the playbook and open up the mindset of Jalen Hurts to get back into rhythm, get back and just making the game easier. He's basically all for seeing different defenses and playing chess with the defense and everything like that, try to take a chance. And also just getting the quarterback or getting the best out of the quarterback, I should say. Kellen Moore, like I said, we shall see because right as of right now, we don't know the personnel. I think we're going to get into a little bit of rumors, but Kellen Moore, we shall see. I know that he's got time in the NFL. That's what excites me the most about this upcoming season with this coaching staff is the experience, and then also to the point where we don't have we'll get to the defense, but we don't have guys in here that's trying to mimic things. They have their own thing going on. I just don't need that guy that has the head coach next to his name and Sirianni to try to put his foot in anything. I don't want to do anything. He can suggest some things and all that, but let these guys do their job, man. You got to have that type of respect to have these guys do their jobs. I don't even want a mixture between Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore. I want Kellen Moore to be able to run his offense. But overall, man, I'm happy Jeff Stoutland is still here. Jeff Stoutland is great, man. It was a down year for the offensive line. I don't know too much about Jason Michael, just like Smitty said. Jamel Singleton, we shall see. It depends, who we get behind Jalen Hurts. And then also the number 2, hopefully it's not Kenneth Gainwell. Aaron Moorhead, I'm 50-50 with him only because he's not great at all, but the receiver core in on 1A and 1B has some type of respect for him. So, we shall see how different it will be this upcoming season. But overall, man, I just think Doug Nussmeier, I think that he has a job on his hand to get our MVP, our QB1 back on track.
Yep. Now for the defense side of the ball. Start us off, King.
Vic Fangio. We had guys that tried to mimic you. We had guys that tried to imitate you to the point where everybody felt. Everybody felt. And no bigger than the guy in Arizona. He felt. I felt like that he tried, and we had a good season in 2022, but in the Super Bowl, it just fell apart. I'm happy that Vic Fangio have guys put in place where as though that they basically handle their own position. And that's a good thing. I'm waiting to see if he does get, because Bobby King is not just a linebacker coach, which is crazy. He was supposed to be just the inside linebacker coach, because I know Vic Fangio likes to have 2, the inside and the outside. Jeremiah Washburn, I don't know too much about him. But Clinton Hurt, I think that he's going to bring the best out of our.
Man, Jeremiah been here. He should have been fired, bro. That dude should have been fired. Jeremiah should have been fired last year. What did our edge rushers look like? That is the outside linebacker coach, Jeremiah Washburn. Okay. He's the edge / outside linebacker coach.
Okay. So, but Clinton Hurt, I think he's going to get the best out of Jalen Carter. I think he's going to get the best out of Jordan Davis. Try to stay on them about being healthy and being ready. Also not trying to get more guys in here so we can not have guys like Jordan Davis having that many snaps to the point where he's burnt out at the end of the season. If Jeremiah Washburn, just like Smitty just told me, is the guy, then look, we need better production from our edge rushers, man. We got Sweat, hopefully we got Hassan Reddick back. Young guys like Nolan Smith, man, he needs to be brought up a little bit quicker. Bobby King, I think Bobby King is going to have some good intel for like a guy like Nakobe Dean, and whoever else we break in here. It's looking like it's probably going to be Zach Wilson, which is crazy. Ronell Williams, I don't know. I don't know, man, but he got some guys to work with, man. Hopefully we get rid of that Asante Maddox, not Asante, Avonte Maddox contract. I know Christian Parker, I think he's going to do well. Joe Casper, we need to see what he's going to do with Reed Blankenship, man, because, me and Smitty been talking about Reed Blankenship converting over to linebacker. But if he stays at the safety position, I need to know what he's going to do with him, man. And all in all, Michael Clay is Michael Clay. So Michael Clay's spot solidified for now.
Yep. Smitty?
Okay, so I like Fangio, obviously. If we was going to run the scheme again, it would be nobody else I would want to come do it. So I'll take that. Let me see. Clint Hurt. It's nothing. He's self-explanatory, man. He gonna get the best out of those interior defensive linemen. He's also gonna be able to help the edge rushers. But Jeremiah Washburn should have been fired. He should have been fired. Our edge rushers stink. Our extra linebackers stink. He was not doing his job last year, but he got spared somehow. So I don't know. Bobby King, I think he's gonna be able to, like DV said, be able to come in, get some intel, be able to come in and help these guys get acclimated to what this scheme is gonna entail for them. He's gonna be able to put these guys in positions to win and to be successful. So I'm happy with Bobby King. Ronell Williams was I think nickel cornerback coach last year. Our nickel play was good when we had consistency. So I had no I have no no problems with him. Christian Parker, um, he got some insides with Fangio also. So he's coming with the same type of intel that Bobby King and Joe Casper come with. They're gonna be able to help these guys get in great positions to win, man. And I really like that he was able to implement some of these guys to be able to help these guys turn it over quicker. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when you're changing lingo, you're changing the base of the defense, which is no longer going to be 4-3, it's going to be 3-4. You're going to need some guys that can help help even it out. So I think this is a great hire. Joe Casper actually was with him last year with the Miami Dolphins. So
yep, I'm cool with all the coaching staff. Like I said earlier, I just want to see it week one. I just want to see it week one. Talk is cheap, I get it, but I want to see it week one. So there are some rumors that's going around the internet lately that the Philadelphia Eagles might be able to get. So let me pop up my Twitter or X nowadays, and let me show y'all what we're talking. So according to reports, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens are the top landing spot for Derrick Henry. Wait, King, we start with you. Should we get him? Do you want him? What's your thoughts?
Derrick Henry on this Eagles team, we already know that it will be crazy. It will be crazy, but we got Kellen Moore. And let's just be honest, I think Kellen Moore going to want a running back that's going to be able to run, do a little bit of pass blocking, but also be able to catch. You know, he needs a guy that can switch. Now, a lot of people say if we did get Derrick Henry, it's going to revert back to when Ezekiel Elliott was with the Cowboys and he was, a lot younger to the point where they could utilize him in certain spots. I don't see that because Derrick Henry is not really that great out of the catching out of the backfield. And that's what we're going to need. Overall, I just think that, I just got to see how it will work with Jalen Hurts, honestly. I think it will work perfectly fine, but I just hope that, when we do get him, that we don't rely on him just carrying the ball 20 times. Hopefully we could get some mixture in there with a running back that can catch out the backfield, a running back that can pass block, also just be a dynamic running back, whereas though that he could just come in, be a LeGarrette Blount for us, Overall, I just think that the rumors is great, but at the same time, man, I don't think that should be the top pick.
Yeah, Smitty?
that man won $12 million. What are we talking about here? Why are we having a conversation about Derrick Henry when we already know Howie Roseman not paying $12 million for no aging running back? He not paying $12 million for a CMC. He wouldn't pay $12 million for Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley. I mean, he not paying for it. He not paying that. And Derrick Henry ain't taking no super pay cut to come play for us. He just didn't want to play for losers no more. So he gonna go somewhere else where they pay more because that ain't happening. Unless he taking something crazy where he like willing to like literally come in here for like $7 or $8 million, I don't even see Howie Roseman making the phone call.
Yeah.
And how we make all the phone calls. I don't understand what we would do with Derrick Henry. First off, he sucks running out of the shotgun. So so when he in the game, we gotta be under the center. So that right there is basically half our offense gone. So the threat of Jalen Hurts is now kind of neglected because he's under center. It's not as elusive as you would like it to be. Then he doesn't receive out of the backfield. I think his year was like 290 yards and like 0 touchdowns. And then his best receiving touchdown season was 2 touchdowns. Like I think he only has like 4 or 5 touchdowns receiving in his career. And I mean, he's obviously thinking he's still as productive as he was before. This year with less carries, he still was like top league in yards per attempt and yards per carry. So, I mean, I don't see how we making that happen unless he coming in on some cheap deal. It's gonna have to be dirt cheap. And I don't see Derrick Henry coming in for that unless somehow they guarantee him a Super Bowl, which I know you can't do.
Right.
I don't see him taking a discount.
Yeah, I agree. Another rumor before we get to two big ones. Sports Illustrated Ed Pratt said Vic Fangio may try to get one of his top favorite players, linebackers, and Andrew and possibly
Yeah, Ginkle.
safety Elliott. So
AVG.
Right.
Just cut it to
Yep.
AVG.
Yep. So start us off, Smitty. What's your thoughts?
I mean, he's a free agent. I mean, I wouldn't see why not. I mean, it's an extra body in the linebacker room, which he looking for anyways. Is another guy that knows his system already. I know he comes in. He probably won't be a starter, depending on who we bring in next to him. I mean, but I wouldn't be mad at him and him and Kobe Dean kind of taking over that middle if that was what it came down to. I think AVG is better than Morrow. He's better than Zach Cunningham. And he played like a killer, man. He out there. He everywhere. I want to say he had over 100 tackles this season alone. So if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong. I'll double check, but he a dog, man. I wouldn't mind getting him. I wouldn't mind.
I'm trying to see if he did have over that. I think he did. Regular season.
Nah. Oh,
No.
he wasn't starting this year. That's
No,
why
he had 69.
69. Yeah,
69 sacks this
he
year.
was the backup. But 69 and you the backup is pretty decent.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is decent. But yeah, I think that he's a good rotational piece. You want to get guys that been sitting at the desk at Vic Fangio's school. At the end of the day, Vic Fangio is high on this guy. Man, we got to run with it. Man, we got finally, the Eagles finally got the guy that started the scheme. We got to get guys that's familiar with the scheme, guys that don't have to learn off the fly. Every single year we get these defensive guys, especially linebackers, after TJ Edwards that don't really know the system, play their game, and then it falls off because we need them in coverage and they can't cover. So the Vic Fangio scheme, if Andrew Van Ginkel or AVG is a standout to Vic Fangio, why not? I feel like that he's a good rotational piece, man. We don't know what's going to happen on March 13th, but we do know that, we need some linebacker help. And this guy is one of those guys that can help.
Yeah. I'm all for it. Whatever can bring this help.
he had 6 sacks this season too.
Yeah, I see. I've seen that.
And I see why my numbers was messed up. He had 27 tackles on special teams.
So
he
did.
I was looking at Advanced Sports. It said he had 90 something tackles, but 20 of them is from special teams.
Yeah, and he had 6 sacks. He had 1 interception this season too. Yeah, that was his stats.
Mm-hmm. So there's another story out here that we need to talk about. Hassan Reddick drama. We know he wants to get paid. He wants to stay here in Philly. Will the Philadelphia Eagles pay him? King DV, we know you heard about it. Talk about it.
I feel like this is just business as usual.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of people on X or Twitter got their stories mixed up. Me and Smitty already talked about this. So basically, they got these stories mixed up. I think that Hassan Reddick is looking for a number. It's not 25. We don't know for sure if it's 25. He never came out and said it was 25. But they couldn't agree on a certain number. And we basically said, hey, you can go and test out the market and see what the number is. They did this with Slay. They did this with a couple people. And then they either bounce back and sign whatever, they got offered or a little bit less. But at the end of the day, I think that Hassan Reddick, like I said, I'm 75-25 on this whole ordeal. I think that Hassan Reddick would be great for the organization, but I don't want to pay a 30-year-old or somebody's turning 30, especially as edge rusher, that somebody that already complained about a Vic Fangio scheme, whereas though he's going to drop back at coverage sometime. So he's going.
If he got a problem with it, right? Fangio can fix that for him though. He just has
He
to.
can.
He have to switch sides. He gonna have to.
No,
be
that's
on
what.
the other side.
But that's what I'm saying. But is Sweat willing to do that?
Sweat did it. Sweat did it this year a few times where he switched sides, but he's not a. I don't think he's. I don't know. I don't like Hassan Reddick on the other side that much, and I don't like Sweat on the other side. But I don't want to see Hassan Reddick in 1,000 dropbacks either. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
yeah. Right.
But the only to hit off one thing you were saying, like, I would pay you up in that range just because I know you don't got the wear and tear on your body like most of these guys, because Arizona was boneheads and they used you as a regular linebacker for the first 3 years of your career. But it's the fact that, like, we got so many young guys, and then we got the opportunity where how we really can make a steal and go get another young linebacker / edge rusher if you wanted to in this draft right here. So, like, Hassan Reddick don't really got as much wiggle room as he want. That's why Howie kind of like, go see what it is. He did the same thing for pretty much like a bunch of people. Like, he don't mind letting you go see the number.
Right.
If he can't match it, he'll find out if that team that got the better number can give him the compensation he want. He'll move you.
Right. So we gotta stop looking at it as Howie Roseman, like, as an Eagles fan, the first thing we do, Howie's stupid. Why the heck you gonna just let him walk and all that? But we gotta look at everything else, man, because you're digging in pockets at other players that's more valuable, in my opinion. Like Smitty, like Landon Dickinson, it's going to dig in those pockets as well. So you got to be, and then also whoever we try to bring in here. We got moves to get rid of some people that's already still on the roster, and then you trying to sign him for 25. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense at all. So just let him test it out. If he tests it out, he's found somewhere he wants to be, then so be it. If not, then he's going to be a Philadelphia Eagle, even for the last year of his contract, or we can work out a extension. Until then, the saga going to continue this whole offseason until probably in July when we find out something.
Exactly. Smitty?
I don't think, like, I heard DV say like it affects two other pockets, but you got to remember, DV, both of those dudes still got rookie scale contracts remaining on their deals. So even if they got paid this year, we wouldn't be paying them for at least another year. You know what I mean? So I don't think it affect them. I think it affect how we want to do on the defensive side of the ball by bringing in pieces. I don't even think it affects like Devontae and Landon getting their extension. I think it affects his effectiveness to go out there and bring in 3 or 4, 5 pieces like he want to. Because if I got to pay you $25 million, even if I get to 60, I'm back to where I'm at now at 30. You know what I mean? It defeats the purpose, you know what I mean, of trying to go out here and get guys. So if he don't drop his number, I mean, he still doesn't have the rights to leave. So I mean, we'll pay him the last 14 whatever million we owe him on his last year, and you know what I'm saying, if we can't get a deal done, he'll be free agent next season, going on 31, or we'll work a deal out and he'll stay. I mean, the thing about it is, you don't want to if Hassan Reddick really wants to be here, you don't want to let Sweat get paid before you.
Exactly.
If Sweat get paid first, then your number drops again.
Yeah.
So you got to get the first amount of, like, it's just like this. It's just like how he did last year with CJ and Bradbury. Like, once CJ allowed Bradbury to get paid, the money that was on the table wasn't there no more. It's not the same money.
Exactly.
Now if you want to play for us, it's a little bit less. So if Hassan Reddick really wants to be here, I would be in the office with Howie working on a number that fits both of us, and I'd be the first one to get my deal. So I think, I ain't gonna lie to you, I think if Hassan Reddick do get paid, I think we're gonna lose one of them guys though, man.
One of what guys?
Which one?
Him or Sweat. I think we're gonna lose one. I don't think we keep both. I mean, maybe for this season, but I don't think Sweat would get paid next year. think he would
I
play out
think
the last year and be
you see,
gone.
here I'm at with it. I'm more so like, if I had to lose one, I would rather lose Sweat than Hassan, to be honest. Because then you got a young guy like Noah Smith, and then you could draft a guy that could actually be a part of the scheme that you could teach the scheme to. So now he knows the scheme, and if it clicks with them, then that so be it. But like you said, you can't pay Sweat if you paid Hassan. You can't. I'm thinking if I'm being realistic, I think Hassan is probably looking for like a dub. I think he's looking for 20 mil.
I think you can get him at like 18 and some change, but I think it's got to be like the incentives and signing bonuses and roster bonuses and all those things got to work out so the number looks more appealing.
Yeah.
But I think you can get him at like 18 and a half.
What's crazy is that everywhere in Philadelphia, I'm hearing that he, it's all rumors that he wants Myles Garrett money. That's
what that rumor from 94 WIP.
Both,
of course,
94.1 and 97.5. Then I also heard, because I was at the Eagles Pro Shop, what was that? A couple days ago, and they was talking about it in there, and I was talking to one of the cashiers, and they would basically say the same thing. He's looking for this top money. He's looking for top money, like top 5 money. So who knows?
Man, I think guaranteed money will be. I don't think that'll be the main factor. It'll be a small key. I think he want that money over the next few years. So when he go ahead and say, I'm finna tie these cleats up, I'm finna hang him on the light pole, his money has played out in the manner he expects it to be where he wanted to be at. So like if the guaranteed money was stretched out for the whole contract, I think he'd be okay with it. You know what I mean? Since he know he not coming back. And you know how we're gonna work out the cap numbers and hits and things of that nature. So I think he just want to be paid accordingly. I hope, you know what I'm saying, he wants to work on a reasonable number with the team, but if not, then we are what we are. You know what I mean? It's a business. You get new players every year. You get guys that you love that leave every year. So, and as Eagle fans, we definitely been through it. Once we got Chip Kelly, I mean, we know what it is.
Yeah, I like how you did that. I like how you said that. That's funny.
What?
But yeah, what you just said about the Chip Kelly thing, man, you slid that in.
For real, we know better than any team in the league. Hey, listen, hold on. It's only 2 teams that I can compare to us. It's us and it's the Texans. It's the only other team. When Bill O'Brien said, "Oh, you're gonna fire me, so I'm gonna start shipping everything out of here," he the only other guy that's done what Chip Kelly has done to a team.
Yeah.
But they bounced back faster than we did, I think.
No.
You got to think. It only took them 2 years to get back rolling again. It took us like
after Chip Kelly
3 years, maybe 3, maybe
it was 2, 3.
Maybe
it was 2, 3. It was 3. It was
like
3.
that third year we was decent, but the 4th year we won the Super Bowl. So like,
no, and that will put us over the top of Texas, because the Texas, they do shit.
Yeah. They now, if they came back next year and won the Super Bowl, then that's the only way.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, we know how Howie is, man. Howie is not going to pay a guy, because he already has the plan put in place, and if he has to alter it, so be it. But he want to alter it. He don't want the players to dictate it. So he's just going to allow you to do whatever it is. Hassan Reddick, man, being from Philly, the tri-state area, playing at Temple, having so many charities here. I think that it comes into play. It comes into play, and hopefully, we can swing by the 18 mark. If we can swing by the 18 mark, man, he's an Eagle. He's an Eagle until he's at least 33, 34, and then or 33, because he might be restructured or he might be cut. July 1st cut around that time. But yeah, we could get him. If we could get him another extension, that would be great. If not, then we gotta keep the ball rolling, because we try to, it's always one goal.
Yep. Let's see. D says, "Cool cat, the street rats is still talking." Of course they is. Of course they is. We're gonna annoy it. We're just gonna sit back, relax, eat some popcorn, and watch their misery. Watch their misery. It is what it is. I mean, it's the same thing with Chris Sims. Chris. Listen, guys, when I tell you that the media is starting their ish again, the clips I'm about to play y'all in a few minutes. When I tell y'all that the media is crazy, the media is crazy. I mean, first listen to Chris Sims.
You pit him against a guy that's high up your rankings that you would take Kyler over. Is there like anybody like a Jalen Hurts or anybody that you would say, I got to think real hard about this?
Well, that'd be one of them for sure. Yeah, I don't think you heard me talk yesterday. Yeah. Jalen Hurts I respect a lot about Jalen Hurts, but I think Jalen Hurts is also like the most overrated player in football. All right, that's me. I know I'm wrong. I take a lot of crap about that comment, but he plays quarterback for a team that's an all-star team. Yeah. They have the best O-line in football. It's not even close, right? They got maybe the best duos at receiver in all of football. Right? I just think if you put some other quarterbacks in Philly, you put Kyler Murray there, you'd go, damn, Kyler's amazing. Is he the MVP of football? And I think we lose sight of all of that a little bit. Again, it gets into the quarterback team thing where right now we're all about the quarterback. And, he'd be one of those guys that I certainly would go, hey, when Kyler's on his game, he is every bit in the class of Jalen Hurts, in my opinion.
And, you talked a lot about
Anyone wants to respond to that nonsense before we go to another one?
I mean, bro, listen, I'm at the point now. Listen, everybody got their opinion. They're entitled to the shit. They can say whatever they want to. I mean, it's nothing we can do to control the stupidity of the narratives that they're going to push this offseason about Jalen Hurts. They did it all offseason last year after going to the Super Bowl. So you could just think about the enamored people that are ready to attack my quarterback because he got a first-round exit. The thing about it is, if you watch the clip, he says like, oh, he's the most improved, but the most overrated at the same time. Like, so he grew a lot, but to the point where, okay, we put him a little bit ahead of where he should have been, I guess is what he's trying to say. I'm not mad with that. Like, this the thing we also have to understand too, bro. Our quarterback and the offensive coordinator combined with the offense performance allowed them to say whatever they would like to anyway. If we had came out and played perfect football, you could definitely pretty much be like, hey, woody woo, get out my face. I don't want to hear it. But you want to knock a dude that like literally played well with all the circumstances, even though things did get out of proportion. Like the 20 turnovers, understandably way too far. But like, it's not to the point where I would be like, oh, he's overrated. I think he just had a situation where he wasn't prepared as a professional. And those things happen to certain guys sometimes. Some guys don't always have everything fall the way it should. The things don't line up the way they should because you don't run ownership, management, coaching staff. You don't run that. All you go out there to do is listen to the headset and the headphone and the helmet. You take plays, you call plays, you execute plays, you practice with guys. That's all you can do. So when you're sabotaged to the point he was last year, like even if you look at it, like he was able to still perform at a high level, it wasn't to the point where we were a losing team the whole season. We had a fall, yes. We had a bad spot, yes. But if you put 22 and 23 next to any quarterback in the league, Jalen Hurts is in the top of the league with the stats that he has put up on the performances he has came out with. And you could say quarterback is not a win stat, but it's always an opportunity, to do what they did to Jalen Hurts right now. And Chris Sims has already been a hater for forever. He started off a hater in 2021. He continued to be a hater in 2022, and we can't expect him to be any different in 2023, 2024.
King?
You said you had another video?
Yeah, from our own radio station.
Yeah, play that real quick.
94 WIP asking the question: is the window is still open or closed for the Philadelphia
I don't
Eagles?
think it is open anymore. I look at the Eagles roster and I don't see a Super Bowl team right now. I don't think this window is open. I think it has, quickly, and this happens in the NFL, quickly opens and then it quickly closes. And I think they have to work to create a new window. Here's what I see. I see a really poor defense right now. And
I agree.
Poor defense.
Totally agree.
I see their most consistent offensive player shirtless at a Buffalo Bills game and on the
bothers you.
Well, not that bothers me. I think he's halfway out. I think there's a real chance Jason Kelsey's not going to play anymore, and that's a major, major loss, obviously, until they replace him. I see Hassan Reddick, their best defensive player.
Shirtless.
I see their best defensive player, and his agent is shopping for trades. I have 2 new coordinators here. That's going to take some time to get their plan in place. I see a head coach who I don't really believe in, and I have a quarterback, the biggest part of this. And right now, I can't say with conviction I believe he's a top 10 guy. I don't think he's 20, but I don't know if he's top 10.
King?
I'm not going. Adam Silver needs to stick to basketball. I'm gonna just say that Adam Silver needs to stick with basketball. Because whatever he was saying was stupid. It was dumb.
Wait, was that really Adam Silver?
That wasn't Adam Silver. He just looked like Adam Silver. It was a joke, cool cat.
Yeah,
I get it. But I'm tired of the talk about Jalen Hurts. Honestly, quite honestly, man. The ball proved everything. In 2022, he proved everything. Even this year, yes, we had a down year. He had a down year, 20 interceptions, yes. But you got to put it in a situation where as though that, it was just bad leadership across the board. Starting with the head coach, starting with coordinators, starting with himself. He couldn't rally the guys around him because he didn't have that support from the coaching staff. And then also he did not have that same Jalen Hurts swag that we had in 2022. But Jalen Hurts still had those type of numbers. If you take away the interceptions, he still had those type numbers, right? So what happens is that you have guys sitting up here putting out these bogus stories because a guy like CJ Stroud or somebody like that is having a good year as a rookie and everything. Now he's better than Jalen Hurts. Or Brock Purdy made it to the Super Bowl. Now it's like, oh, both of those guys had good supporting cast. So who's better out of those two quarterbacks? How dare you compare a guy like Brock Purdy to a Jalen Hurts who set up there in 2022 and led us to victories? Not once, not twice. He led us to victories. In the Super Bowl, he was the best player on the field. He had one downfall of a year towards the tail end of the year, and now it's just like, Jalen Hurts is not him. Jalen Hurts is not even top 10. That's bogus. That's bogus. And I'm tired of them talking about it. I'm tired of them talking about it. And I'm tired of him having to keep proving people wrong. No, play your game. Play your game. What happened with the Philadelphia Eagles this season is that the outside noise came into the locker room. Just call a spade what a spade is. That's exactly what happened with Jalen Hurts. That's exactly what happened to the rest of the team. This is why the thing with A.J. Brown happened and he just got rid of all his social media. We need to block out all the noise, get back, taking it 1 week at a time. Nick Sirianni kept saying, oh, we built, flowers and all that. Get back to that, being an underdog. Get back to doing what Eagles do in recent years. Stop allowing this outside noise to keep talking about y'all because that's taking y'all out y'all damn game. And y'all get too damn emotional about it. In the case of Jason Kelsey, man, he got every right to make the right decision of his life, of how he wanted. His wife is on his side and everything like that. Who are we as fans to sit up there and say Jason Kelsey needs to come back? If he doesn't feel like coming back, if he wants to take a job at calling games, if he wants to be a coach down the line, if he wants to do whatever, take a year off and then come back, so be it. He has every right to do that. it's always next man up. We always on here saying that it's not about the guy in the back of the jersey. It's about the team on the front of the jersey.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start thinking about the Philadelphia Eagles and what's going to be right for this team moving forward. We got 2 new coordinators, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same like we had two new coordinators last season
Right.
that didn't really know the gameplay that was put in place. These 2 guys are coming in with their own game plans. It's 2 totally different situations. So when Adam Silver got up there and said what he just said, it explains way more than a little bit that these guys don't really know nothing about football. They just want to put topics out there and stories out there to the point where now Jalen Hurts is being attacked. Jason Kelce, we don't know what's going on with him. They start talking about Reddick, we should trade him or whatever, send him to Atlanta. I heard it all. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. The only reason why I still listen because it gives me some quality video screening, whereas though I'm going and combating what they're saying. This is the only reason why I listen. It's the only reason why I follow, because I want to hear what they're saying so I can combat the dumb shit. Exactly. But at the end of the day, if we're Eagles fans, if you're sitting up there reporting on the Eagles or anything like that, hey, yes, you got every right to to basically, I can't get that word out, but because I'm pissed off.
Yeah, I know.
You got every reason, every right to say what you're going to say about the team, but tell me how the team going to get better. Don't sit up there and say Jalen Hurts is not the guy. Don't sit up there and say Jalen Hurts is not top 10 when we just seen him go against y'all best guy. Y'all, the face of the NFL right now, Patrick Mahomes, and he has his own flaws. But they ain't gonna call that out. You know why? Because he got Super Bowls. He's under Andy Reid. Kansas City's doing their thing. But Jalen Hurts sit up there and have it all season, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, he had 3 seasons as a starter, and he's being consistent in certain play calls and certain reads and things like that. No. Oh, he's regressed, things like that. No. What happens was
he's a bad leader.
I don't even want to get into that because me and Smitty already got to
I know.
that discussion. I don't want to get into that.
No, don't, King. You know that guy. Go ahead.
Get into what?
No.
Smitty ain't got no more comments on.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said, bro. That's why I said it.
One of his leadership is done for me.
My whole thing is this, right? I feel like we got to stop with the whole Jalen situation as 94.1, 97.5. Anybody else. I'm not even going to talk about that other guy because that other guy don't have stats to actually say anything about Jalen Hurts. I can listen to Cam Newton say something about Jalen Hurts.
Right.
I can listen to anybody else say something about Jalen Hurts, but that other guy don't have stats at all. That other guy got stats. You know what his stats is? His stats is like a kicker that throw a fake punt.
Yep.
That's his stats. So why are we sitting up here giving him the time of day? I don't care what he say.
Right.
I don't care what he say. At the end of the day, Jalen Hurts is going to prove that he's the guy once again, which he doesn't. He shouldn't even have to. If the organization agreed to pay this guy, then rock with the guy until you see consistently that he's not the guy. And we didn't see that. We didn't see that. We seen that he had the same stats. The only thing that was different is that, he had the 20 turnovers. But he was put in certain situations. Some of those was his fault. But some of those was poor situational play calling. Let's call a spade what a spade is. At the end of the day, our quarterback one going into 2024 is Jalen Hurts, and we need to sit up there and see how could we better him. And it starts with Kellen Moore and Doug Nussmeier. That's it.
Yep. Smitty?
Oh, what was the question?
We ain't talking about Chris Sims. We're talking about the guy 94 WIP.
With the window closing? The window.
All of
closed.
it. If
I
you want to
mean,
talk about it.
I didn't even
yeah. If you want to
talk
look at
about
the
that
roster
much.
today and say our window closed, cool. I mean, obviously it looks bad because we don't have anybody on the roster. But I don't think the window closed. I mean, we got a lot of young guys, man. We building something to last for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, is the criticism at some point for certain things legit? Cool. Possibly so, but like they overdo some things, man. Like they go a little too deep. They digging for stories. They digging for relevance. It's kind of sickening, you know what I'm saying, that they want to attack every character of every player on this team for no reason. Um, if the window closed, then I mean, what are we watching football for? Because last time I checked, anybody could win the Super Bowl any year, and you could win any game on any Sunday. So I mean, I don't know how you can say somebody's window's closing when you have a GM like Howie Roseman, when you have somebody like Jeffrey Lurie, when you have the coaching staff that we just brought in to orchestrate something different than what we've seen last year. I don't know how you say that when you have a quarterback that's progressing in the rankings of being one of the top tier quarterbacks in the league. When you have a receiver like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, when you have a Dallas Goedert, when you bringing in guys like this, man, when you have Jalen Carter's and Jordan Davis's and Hassan Reddick's and Josh Sweat's, when you have Sidney Brown's and Reed Blankenship, I don't know how you go and say the window is closed when I feel like once you plug in the holes that we have in this team, we can compete with anybody. I told y'all multiple times last year that I thought when we played great football, we can compete with anybody. When we locked in, when the game plan is going well, we can beat anybody. So I don't know how we went to a Super Bowl in 2022 and in 2024 our window is closed. It don't make sense. Like I've never seen that in my life. I've never seen teams, I've seen teams fall off for a year because I'm gonna just go ahead and get it in my head that the Super Bowl hangover is real, man. So, and I think that's kind of what happened to us in week 13. Like the Super Bowl just punched us in the mouth. We was tired. We was physically drained, mentally drained. You got to think about it. We ended the season in February. We pretty much got back together in March. You know what I mean? Because they started like having little videos of people working out together, and then you back in the room, and you know what I'm saying, you back working, and everybody else was home. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else was home, relaxing, getting their muscles together, doing their routine to get back into football shape. And we kind of was, one of those last teams. And I'm starting to, equate, that's kind of what the Super Bowl hangover is. And then we started off hot. We started off real hot, and then it seemed like we had no juice left in the legs, man. We had nothing left for the final run. And it's sad to say that we went out like that. It's sad to even picture that we was 10-1. We only won one game after that. It was kind of sad to picture. You couldn't have told me last year at 10-1 we wasn't gonna win another game, but it is what it is at this point, man. I see what Jigga said. So that's kind of the emphasis you come in the locker room with next year, man. Every day the rent is due. It's due every day, man, and it's due to the standard. You got to come in and play. You got to come in and practice. You got to come in and put it on the table, because guess what? No matter what somebody on TV say, on the radio say, on YouTube, on Twitter, no matter what they say, man, you the only one that can control the narrative on the field. It's only 22 people that's gonna be on the field at a time, offense or defense, and it's 53 on the roster. Y'all control the narrative along with the coaching staff, along with Howie Roseman, because I could see a point, Cool Cat, with that same guy that said the window's closing after Howie make magic in the free agency and in the draft. He could be coming back and saying, this is the best roster I've ever seen in Philadelphia Eagles.
And I just said that in one of my videos too. I said that in one of my videos as well.
Like, you got to get a man with the master plan an opportunity to build something. He ain't even put nothing in yet. He just brought in a few pieces, you know what I'm saying, for camp bodies. When he really put that 53 together, man, I'm at the point now where I'm like, it might be magic. because there's some guys out there you can grab early. There's some guys out there you can grab in the draft. It's some trade probability out there. It's opportunities for Howie to really make something shake. And you know, I'm gonna put it like this: going into the 2022 draft, I was kind of at the point where, like, man, is we gonna do anything? Is we gonna build around, and then we go get AJ Brown? And I'm like, wow. Then we added a few more pieces around that, and I'm just like, well, this might be the opportunity. You know what I mean? So, just in the same sense of we didn't really know what was going on in 2022 when winning the draft. We got an opportunity to do that again this year, man. And we got free agency first, so Howie probably gonna capitalize off a few of those pieces. You got an opportunity to trade for some pieces. Come March 11th to 13th, you got an opportunity to make some things, happen on this offense. And I'm just wait for his comments when Howie get done working, man. You can never. It's like this, DV. It's like going in the kitchen, right, and the chef cutting up the meat, and you be like, oh, that's gonna be nasty. Like, man, he ain't even seasoned it. He ain't cooked it. He ain't threw it in the pot. It ain't nothing on there. It's just bland meat and food. You told me it's gonna be nasty. Like, nah, you can't say that. You can't say that. Like the roster right now, if you want to say that, if you want to be bold enough, like how y'all made me do the 2 weeks ago, if you want to say this roster today as constructed, okay, yeah, you can say we're not a contender. But you got a long time to go. It's a long ride on this bus before we get to the end where they tell us all aboard. It's time to kick the football off. So it's time to go to Brazil. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's a long way before we get there. So we got a lot of things to play out, man. We gonna see what Howie Roseman opens up the checkbook and do. We're gonna see what the roster look like here. Let's say April. I'm pretty sure in April the roster is gonna be forming a little bit closer to what it's gonna be. Let's see what people comments about the roster is then.
Yep.
So basically, it's more so of this, right? It's almost like somebody that's trying. You got a girl, and she's trying to, like, y'all just newly dating, and she invites you over. She said, "I'm gonna cook you a dinner," and she's sitting up there, she's throwing stuff in the pot and everything like that, and it smells good. But when she tell you to taste it, you like, yo, it's missing something. It's missing something. Something is missing. Some things are missing. You got to put a dab of this. You got to do this. You got to do this. See, what I don't see is that this Super Bowl hangover or this window that they're talking about is closing. Or what I heard, what was blasphemous, and I hate to use that word because that's such and such word, but blasphemous is that they said that we should blow the whole thing up and rebuild because of the way the roster is right now. And I said, that's stupid. That's dumb. I feel like that with this roster right now, you can't sit up there and say that we're going to go somewhere, but we have the opportunity in free agency. We have the opportunity with cuts. We got the opportunity in the draft to bring people in. We got opportunities to do anything to make it work. 2021, we didn't know 2022 was going to be how 2022 was. So we can't sit up there and think that, okay, this season, even if, God forbid we do keep Kevin Byard. If we keep Kevin Byard, we don't know how he will play under the system with these coordinators, these positional coaches. We don't know how he will play. It could be totally different. We won't put him in the same situations that Matt Patricia and the shorter side put him in, But if we don't keep Kevin Byard, then we got to go get somebody else. This is one thing that we didn't talk about, Cool Cat. We didn't talk about Eddie Jackson. We didn't talk about him.
Go ahead, talk about it.
So I put him on Twitter that who would you rather have if we do cut Kevin Byard? Would you rather have Kevin Byard or would you rather have Eddie Jackson? And they said basically it's the same player. It's a Spider-Man meme all over again. And I can agree. I can agree to a certain extent because Kevin Byard, yes, even though he didn't play Vic Fangio's scheme, I feel like that Eddie Jackson would try to play a little bit harder because he knows the type of scheme that he runs. And then he had his best years with Fangio, and Fangio did draft him. But like I said, I'm on point saying that even if we do get Eddie Jackson on the minimum, we still got to add there. We still got to add some pieces there. He's not the end all be all. It's Justin Evans is not on the roster right now, right?
I don't.
Who?
Justin Evans.
Justin Evans.
No.
No. So
He a free agent.
yeah, we got to add there. We got to add there. Sidney Brown, he's probably not going to be himself until like late October, early November. He's coming off of ACL. So like we got to add something there so it could be a rotation, right? Just in case something does happen. But overall, I just think that window's closing and everything like that is stupid. That's dumb to even say because we know what we were dealing with. So I know the outside noise know what we were dealing with, but they want to blame, the Philadelphia organization, whereas though that wasn't how the display was supposed to happen, but it happened that way. So, they have every right to critique us. That's the word I was looking for earlier.
Yeah.
They have every right to do that, but at the same time, all I'm saying is, look, they're gonna watch out because Howie's about to do some magic, man. I'm not sleeping on Howie yet. They on record saying that this past draft, with Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith and all those guys was a bad draft, which is dumb. That was stupid too. But I digress. I just think that we just gotta wait and see what Howie does between now and after July 1st.
Exactly. And for me, before we get to
Why you say June 1st?
Well, June 1st. Well, when we could cut people.
Nah,
and
you
make
can
some room.
listen. You can cut as early as March 13th, bro. You can go look at when Zeke got cut. You can cut him and you can it's what is it called? It's you label them as a post June 1st cut, but you can free up their money and everything right there on the spot. You can cut them early.
But my question to you, because I really don't know. My question to you is, if you do that money will be there to the point where you can sign somebody else?
Yeah, because he got the opportunity to go sign. He has the opportunity to go sign with any team he wants to at that point. You remember, look, if you think about it, remember after Zeke got cut and they post June 1st, it was like early April. He went and had interviews and everything. Remember, he got cut before the draft because we was talking about him on the draft. Like, if we don't get a running back out of the draft, Zeke would be a decent signing.
Yeah, and a lot of people was against it.
He got cut early in April. So you can cut him as early as you want and you designate is designated post June 1st cut. So you put him as a post June 1st cut. So the money officially levels out the way it should. But I don't think he can officially sign his contract with that team until June 1st, but he can go orchestrate a deal with a team, if I'm not mistaken.
That would make sense. That makes sense.
Yep. Before I get to my thoughts on everything, Chris Sims and nonsense, who was the second person we forgot to talk about, King?
Eddie Jackson.
Oh.
He said Eddie Jackson and Kevin Byard together.
Right.
I don't really know, but I mean, Eddie Jackson up. He know the system. Kevin Byard, he know the guys that's in the room. Like, I wouldn't say they carbon copies of each other, but they like close. Like, it's almost too close to really like pick between the two. Like, if you going with one of them, I mean, either one would work. Either one would be sufficient for whatever you want to do with them if they're doing the same thing. Like, I mean, I would say Eddie Jackson is probably better cover, and Eddie is and Kevin Byard is probably better at the run game a little bit. But as we've seen, he struggled at the run game last year. So, I mean, they probably, it ain't really much of a difference. I mean, I wouldn't care which one came in. It's almost like Justin Evans and Terrell Edmonds. Like, there wasn't much difference between the two. You know what I mean? When one was on the field and the other was on the field, nobody noticed the difference. Nobody
I think Justin
noticed. They
Evans.
just like, oh, both of them.
In that system last season, I think Justin Evans before he got hurt was better than Terrell Evans.
Yep.
I like Evan. I would take him over both of those. I mean, to be honest, if you want to be honest, I mean, Evan is a pretty good prospect.
Mhm.
I like him though. He can hit. I mean, he can hit. He give me that CJ GJ with a little Troy mix in there. Like he can get in there. But I just don't know. Like that's the only thing like I hate about the offseason, bro, is like waiting to see kind of how he gonna move and how he gonna move this player, that player in and out. You know what I mean? So like I'm doing all my mock drafts and stuff. I'm like, I don't even know how he's finna get in free agency. Like I'm gonna have to go back and rework all these mocks. That's why I've been calling all of them the very early mock. Man.
Early, yeah.
I'm gonna have to change all that. But I mean, listen, I prefer young guys if I can. If I get the opportunity, I prefer younger guys. I don't want to keep bringing these 30-year-olds because what happens is you just keep open door. The dudes keep coming in, going out, coming in, going out, coming in, going out. You're not really like building a team where they can kind of build together for a while. See, like people look at Kansas City and they're like, oh, Tyreek Hill gone. But like a lot of those guys that's on the team though been there for a while. They've been kind of building together. They haven't been. Some of the guys wasn't starters before. They was on the bench. Now they have worked themselves into, but they've been there for a minute. They kind of been building it for a minute. They've been bringing pieces in, but some of their core pieces wasn't even starters. Like, and now they're starting to get starting time 3-4 years into the rotation, and now it's like, oh, he's a pretty decent player. Like, it's guys that you seen in the Super Bowl that people are like, oh, he's on it. Who is that? Where did he come from? He been on the team for 3 years. Like, it's just one of those situations.
There's rumors too. Speaking about Kansas City, man, and just to go back a little bit and then go to my point. Kansas City beat us with a young secondary. Kansas City just won the Super Bowl after a whole season of drops from the receiver core. You know what I'm saying? So for them to say the window is closing, that's blasphemous. But it is a rumor also that Snead is an option as well for the Eagles.
I don't think so.
I think he's going to be looking for top money.
Only reason I don't think so, I think they got a plan, bro. Is basically they're not bringing back Chris Johnson, so they can give him what he wants. I think. And what's your? I mean, I don't like Kool-Aid, bro. I'm sorry.
I don't either. That's why all my drafts, all my early drafts, I never picked him.
I think he wanted to. If you wanted to get me to give you a real analysis, I think he is. If you had to give me all the first round cornerbacks, he's probably third or fourth. Like I'm taking Terrion Arnold over him. I'm taking Rakestraw over him. I'm taking Quinyon Mitchell over him. I probably even go and get Kitchens out of as a DB. I probably go get Kitchens out of Miami before I get him. Like I just don't know if Kool-Aid is even my first guy. Like it's so many other DBs that play better than he does. Like he has a cool name, so he has a lot of like stature because he went to Alabama. But I could, bro, honest to God, truth, I can see Kool-Aid kind of pulling I ain't gonna say fall off, but I could see him falling out of the first round easily. Now, if you ask, you know what I'm saying, if he somehow be at 50 and we ain't got a cornerback, then I would probably be cool with it at that point.
Let me get Kool-Aid.
But as far as first rounder, he bottom of the first round, man. He got to be between like 25 and 30. Like he got to be at that end of the spectrum.
Draft night gonna be great, bro. Like that shit gonna be great. What's your thoughts, Cool Cat?
About Kool-Aid?
No, the hell with Kool-Aid. We talking about the situation, about
You
The
mean
window
the
closed.
Snead, the window's closing.
Yeah. For
And
me,
then also Eddie Jackson as well.
yeah, Eddie Jackson and Kevin Byard for me, whichever one can help this defense, because this defense needs a lot of help. So whichever one can help out the defense, I'm all for it. And as far as the windows closing and Chris Sims, I said in my video, and I'm going to say it again, I warned you guys about what was going to happen in the offseason, because remember, 2016 we was bad, and they bashed us. They said we wasn't going to do nothing. We wasn't going to do ish. It was going to be the Giants and the Cowboys. And then we got these kind of players. We had a great season. We won the Super Bowl. They're saying our praises. 2021, Jalen Hurts, rookie. Nick Sirianni, first starter as a head coach. 9-8. We was bad. They crushed us. 2022, we went to the Super Bowl. They're singing Jalen Hurts' praises. They're singing Nick Sirianni's praises. They're singing everybody else's praises. They're doing the same thing this right now. They got us 8th or 20th in the power rankings. They talk about Jalen freaking Hurts as a leader. They're saying the windows closed. And all I got to say is, okay, wait till March. Wait till April. Wait till we look good in training camp and whoever we beat week 1 in Brazil. You'll be right back here saying, them Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe the window is opening. Maybe they're a Super Bowl team. Maybe the Eagles come in the division. Because you got
they ain't gonna give it to us week 1, Cool Cat. You know we gotta earn it.
No.
We Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah,
Listen, they didn't even listen. You got to give it like week 5.
You got
to be like 4-1.
The Washington Commanders
4-1, 5-0. 4-1,
Yeah.
5-0. We gotta be 4-1, 5-0.
And then they start talking about us again.
Because remember if you remember in 2022, that's when they start talking about us. And then
This
that's
year
when they
too.
was like, oh, but Cooper Rush is coming. And then that's when that happened, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. They're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again this year. This year, Brazil is going to be a win, and then we're going to win either 3 more or 4 more straight, and then they're going to be like, oh, Philadelphia 5-0. Can they go to 6-0? And that's going to be the storyline. And then it's like, oh, everything's clicking. Or they got their guy Vic Fangio, Kellen Moore.
You know, I hate that DV about the media with Eagles. Like, for them to start
I hate
talking
it
about
too.
our wheels got to be rolling. Like, they got to be rolling. Like, as long as we regular, it's just like, oh, the Philadelphia Eagles had a nice win on Sunday. And then they move on to the next team they want to have a narrative about.
Yeah, I always said that, bro. I always said that. I said, look, Kansas City, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm just naming teams that they always talking about that, hey, if they do this, they'd be great. This, that, and third. They the Ferraris. They the cars that's already ready on go. They already built, they ready to go. But the Philadelphia Eagles gotta be there building their car to beat that Ferrari all the time. For them to be like, oh, the Philadelphia Eagles is it. Mind you, we beat the Kansas City Chiefs this year, regardless of how bad we did. But we always gotta be the ones that's building the car and to beat that car. That's what it is.
It's so crazy, bro.
I
It's
hate
aggravating, bro. Because like,
It's
as long as we losing, they talk about us in the negative, and then once we win, and it take a long time for us to win. Like if we like think about this, we went 10-1. Then we lost to the 49ers.
Yep.
And there was no like talk positive about it. We went from being like contender to done in a week. Like as long as that's why I said like as long as our ties like steady like this, we 8-0, 7-0, 6-1. You know, we got. As soon as we take a loss, bro, it's like they stick us in the mud and they go talking crazy about us. Oh, can they win another game? Can they do this? Can they do that? And it's like, don't y'all got anything better to do?
Exactly.
No.
Like that's why I say, Cool Cat. Like even if we go out, bro, we can go to Brazil and beat the first team 52-3. And like, oh, the other team didn't prepare in the preseason.
Exactly.
So we got to see if the Philadelphia Eagles still got it. You know,
They'll
what I mean?
probably
That's
say,
just an
"Oh,
outlier.
it's the Falcons. It's just the
Or
Commanders.
if we play Green Bay, they played the youngest team in the
played the
NFL. They were
youngest
supposed to do
team.
that.
Hate the
It's so
media,
ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous the standard they put the Eagles at compared to everybody else in the league. It's a few teams that's in that same category, like Dallas, 49ers, Eagles. Let me see who else. It's the Bengals, Ravens,
Chiefs, Bills.
No, Chiefs not in there. No matter how bad the Chiefs look all year, the Chiefs can win a Super Bowl. The Chiefs, it's teams that's like, as long as they rolling, they have a positive narrative. As soon as they lose one, like bro, when
Bills,
the 49ers, Bills another one, Miami another one. Like, it's like 6 or 7 teams where as long as they rolling, the narrative is positive. One loss, I don't know if they can win another game in the playoffs. I don't think they can get far in the play. It's like, I guess we built that standard for ourselves though, as fans, as teams. Like, I guess that's something you build with the media, man. Like,
I wouldn't even say that. I just think the media actually just hate us because the simple fact of, like we always say, do snowballs at Santa Claus. We did certain things. They hate
batteries at people. 8 horsepower.
They hate. The only team they really like in Philadelphia sports is Philadelphia Phillies, and that's to an extent.
Bro, that video really made me so mad when I first seen that, bro. Dude eating cow poo. I was like, bro, and he gotta have on Eagle stuff, dog.
Yeah.
Like, listen, and then it's like, bro, come on, like, look what you did. And then every time, look, I done got into multiple arguments, and they be like, we get into it. I'm like, I'm cooking, and he be like, your fan base eat cow poo. I'm like, man, dang.
Hold on, time out. See, that's a rebuttal. It's a rebuttal there because anytime they say your fan base eat cow poo, I'm like, yo, that was one guy. That's not the fan base.
Nah, it's just the fact that one guy even did it. Like, it wasn't million. Look, it wasn't 1,000 of us threw snowballs at Santa, but everybody get blamed for it.
Yep.
He got hit with like 4 snowballs, and they're like, we threw snowballs at Santa. Like, come on, bro. It wasn't everybody in the stadium, but everybody in the fan base get it. So it don't matter that it's one guy. It's just the fact he had an Eagles jersey on and he did it. Period. You don't do that in Eagles gear. I'm sorry. Just do it in somebody else's gear.
I hate the media. That's all I gotta say. I just hate the media. I hate these shows.
They hate us. We hate them. They hate us. And
they give us good content. They give us good content because now we can sit up here and rebuttal like, yo, this dumb shit again. And then it's like now we can just put into our stats and all that, and the people will watch. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's got a love-hate relationship because we know y'all gonna say some dumb stuff. And then we're just gonna have to I'll put y'all into realignment real quick. But y'all not gonna listen because y'all gonna say something stupid again the next week.
Exactly.
Dan Silly-o.
Exactly.
Dan Silly Ho.
Exactly, man.
Bro, listen, when I finally got that dude to respond, boy, I gave him all the business I could. But I swear I had him hot for about an hour.
Yeah.
But I know, see, this is the thing. Like, a lot of people want to go in and they want to give everything they got. And it's like, you know he's gonna block you, right? I called you. I definitely called you stupid. I definitely said you were remedial. I said all the things I wanted to, but I also gave him some facts. Like, you just speaking stupidity, man. Like, listen, no, Jigga. They'll eat poop just to see us not win another one.
Facts.
They'll eat just to see the Eagles not win, bruh. Man, listen. I don't know when it'll be. I don't even know if y'all will see Smitty or whatever at that point in time. We win another Super Bowl, bro. Watch the media change, dog. That's all I can tell. Like, a lot of them, like, this is the thing. Like, the standard for our team came from like years ago. Like how DV was just saying, like the snowballs and stuff like that. Like, us being second guessed and hated came from way back when. We win another Super Bowl, bro. You can almost guarantee the narrative about the Philadelphia Eagles changes immediately. They stop killing us like this. They'll stop, bro. They'll stop. Like, because guess what? It was a team before us that had to be hated, right? It was a team that they had the narrative for, and we just fell into the hole because we took their job. But like, they didn't like the Raiders back in the day. That they thought they was nasty people, like how they acted as a fan base, and we took their spot. Somebody got to come take our spot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about, you know what I'm saying, how they feel about us now because, you know, we only got one Super Bowl, whatever. We easy targets, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to put a target on the back of the small man. Let me get a second one, though. Don't let me get a third one. Boy, listen. We start running that number up, and them guys across that Arlington Ward over there, man, they ain't won another one. It's gonna start getting real quiet on the fourth.
That like America's team, that shouldn't even be America's team because they don't hate him. They don't hate them. They don't hate them at all because they didn't win in years, decades.
But guess what? What are they known for? They don't hate him. You know why they don't hate him? Because the standard for the Cowboys for 30 years hasn't changed, and they haven't had to change it. Since they lost the Super Bowl, what do you hear Stephen A. Smith say every year at the beginning of the season? Don't get caught up in the hype. No matter how good they are, they're going to choke. Yeah. And they go do it. So it's no point of hating them. They're like, we waiting for it. We waiting for it. There it is. Boom. Cowboys showed up.
There goes James Harden. That's James Harden.
The problem about the Eagles is
regular season,
even when you say we are bad, they'll be like, oh, the Eagles not making the playoffs. We'll go make it to like the divisional round. They're like, oh man, we hate them. Why couldn't they just live to the standard that we put out there? Like right now, if they came out and said, like last year, at the end of the season, I seen a lot of people saying Cowboys going 12-5, probably winning the wild card, go home in the divisional round. What did they do? Went 12-5 and lost in the wild card. So it was even easier. Like they don't get hate because they standard has been the same for 30 years. We had a stretch where we were kind of like the most dominant team in the NFC if we could have won a Super Bowl multiple occasions, but Andy Reid was running it. Mm-hmm. You couldn't do but hate us because every time you wanted to love somebody else, Andy Reid was like, ha ha, you lost. My turn. I'm going to the NFC Championship game. We lost a bunch of times, but it's just that. Like their standard has been, we haven't been past the divisional round since 1996. They're like 4 and whatever in the playoffs. Like, bro, y'all have like the worst record in the NFC in the playoffs since 1996. Like, it's horrible.
Yeah.
There's no reason to hate a team like that, right, DV? I wouldn't hate a team that sucks. It's just like, bro, it's just like Detroit, the Bears, like the fan base might hate you, but the media don't care. They're like, man, them dudes ain't did nothing in so long. We forgot about y'all.
Mm-hmm. Y'all a team?
Y'all still playing the NFL? I thought y'all had went to the USFL or something, man.
Right. At the end of the day, they're gonna keep on hating, and all we gotta do is just keep on winning. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep on hating. All we gotta do is keep on winning. So let's go ahead and give our final thoughts so we can wrap up. So go ahead, King.
Look, man. It's going like I always say, it's going to be videos put out. You know, everybody got shows on their channels, man. Just sub up to everybody. Make sure y'all make sure y'all hit that notification bell so y'all won't miss anything. But at the end of the day, man, it's always fly Eagles fly. We're gonna stick. Well, I'm gonna stick. I don't know, but I'm gonna critique our guys, but at the same time, I'm gonna stick with who we got at the end of the day until they prove me to be a liar almost, because you know we all high on Kellen Moore, the offense, how it's gonna be with Smitty and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it gotta click. It has to click on the field. And if we don't see that click on the field, you know us as Philadelphia Eagles fans, we're gonna be the first one to critique Kellen Moore. We're gonna do all this, and we gotta ignore the outside noise. You know, that's the one thing we gotta do this whole this whole season is block out. Forget it. Block out the Cowboys fans.
Yes.
Because if it goes downhill, then they're going to be the first ones. I told you so. So block them out. Make sure that we're talking about more about how are we as a team? How can we get better? What do Kellen Moore need to do? This is the storylines that need to be put out. Not like, oh, was the Cowboys fans right? No. Because it's a different situation over here. Different situation, especially because we rocking with a different quarterback. That's the first thing. Second thing, the offensive line is intact. Regardless if Kelsey is there or not, we got some guys that had some years under the belt under the Stoutland University. So we got to just, stay positive for now, because that crazy frustrating season is behind us. We in the off season right now. So let's just move forward from that. Move forward from that.
Yep. Smitty?
Patience is the key, man. Patience is a virtue. Give Javi the opportunity to do the things he needs to do to get this team back in order. It's gonna be fun. Plenty of content coming out, man, from all three of us. You can catch me on multiple shows. It's gonna be fun, man. I just tie your shoes up, fasten your seatbelt, get you a cup of coffee, man, and ride it out, man. It's going to be a long one, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to watch this team transform. And at the end of the day, man, it's fly, Eagles, fly. It's go Birds to the day I die. So,
yep. And for me, Broad Street Aftermath every Sunday. Cool Cat Mitch and Birds of Broad Street every Monday. Listen, y'all, we ain't going nowhere. We're going to keep on keeping on with the content. And my final message to y'all, please, don't listen to no Cowboy Street Rat. Don't listen to no 40 Whiner. Don't listen to no media, no Chris Sims, no Anthony Smith, whatever that guy is from 94 WIP. Focus on your own team, your own content, your own Philadelphia Eagles. Simple as that. For Smitty, for King DV, and the most entertaining Eagles content creator in the game, it's Fly Eagles Fly, it's Go Birds, it's Jalen freaking Hurts. We'll see y'all Sunday. Let's go.